So I was messing around with the Nux Trident the other day. I had a video on it. I'm starting to wonder if maybe I should just sell every single pedal I own. The reason being is that, like, you know, these modelers, they just sound so good now, and they take up so little space in your place, and they're so versatile, and they can do so many different things while costing barely nothing, that it almost seems like having all the pedals is just like a novelty at this point. If I were to do a catalog of every pedal I have in here, you know, I'd probably have at least 40 or 50 guitar pedals, maybe a little less. But if you count like all the power supplies and all the cables that have to go with it and everything else that comes with these, including the 9-volt batteries that you have to use it in case you want to go that way. I mean, it just ends up being so much stuff. I like that. And not only that, but after getting all of these guitar pedals over the years, I've come to the conclusion that I think I have a pretty good idea now of what pedals to get and what pedals to avoid. And I was thinking that maybe I could actually redo the whole process. So essentially start from scratch again, start with like no pedals. I would probably keep my Voodoo Labs Pedal Power 3 Plus, and I would keep my Boss RC5. But from there, I would just get rid of everything and just start buying like one thing after another, and start from scratch and have like what I believe to be the perfect board for me. And ultimately, I don't really see much of a difference between the pedals themselves and the processor. I mean, maybe there's a bit of a difference, but the processors are so good and the modelers are so good that I feel like the average person, if you're recording, they're not going to notice any difference. You're not going to notice any difference between whether you've got the mini flanger from TC Electronic or the flanger that comes as part of like the Nux Trident or some other processor. Maybe there are some good analog pedals that I would keep, but frankly, I think that's like kind of a cop-out. I think it's a cop-out in the sense that, like, if I allow myself to have even like more than 2 pedals, I'm just going to end up keeping all of them again. And I almost feel like that's what it is. It's almost like a form of hoarding. Like, I have like so many of these pedals that I'm not using. It's like, why do I even have them, you know? Like, I've got pedals that I might as well just get rid of. I've got some sitting up there, that's why I'm looking over there. And I think maybe it would just be best to start from scratch. I think it would be best to keep the Pedal Power 3 just before when I do decide to get all the pedals again. But everything else, I'll just get rid of it with the exception of the RC5. Additionally, with selling all this gear, you know, I'm gonna have enough money for, like, I could pay my rent for, 8 months. But in terms of what I would get, if I were to start again, I'd be curious to know what you guys think in the comments of what to get if you wanted like the most efficient, the most convenient setup that you could possibly have. And I think it would be best to almost go entirely digital. You know, like maybe frankly, I don't even know what to get. There's so much stuff. Maybe I would get like a Kempler player or whatever they're called. I'm not too familiar with those, but like I would like to have something that can just like do everything. Like, you know, where you have like a processor and all your effects are on it, all your guitar amps and pedals are on it. And then you have like an expression pedal and then like a MIDI foot switch, and that's kind of it, you know, like, and then maybe you have it on like a pedal train pedal board, because I have a Harley Benton spaceship pedal board, and it's cool, it works for my apartment. But I think I would actually start with the pedal train first and go with that, and just get like the perfect pedal board right off the bat, because now I know it's out there. I know what would be a better alternative, although I'm sure people even have an alternative to that that's better. You can let me know in the comments. And I've just been thinking about this more and more lately too. You know, the idea of being minimalistic in terms of recording and stuff. I think that there's something kind of nice about simplicity. You can, by giving yourself more limitations and constraints, I believe that, you know, it's better for creativity, because if you have unlimited possibilities, you kind of get like analysis paralysis. You get this feeling of paralysis where it's just like, okay, I could go in 4 million different directions, so I'm just gonna go in no direction at all. And this includes some of my other gear too. Like I've got like 7 audio interfaces. Like why do I have that many audio interfaces? And if I were to start again, I would probably get like the SSL 12. I think that's a really good audio interface. Or I would get like, you know, like a big rack audio interface, like one of the big ones from Focusrite. Not like a Scarlett 2i2 or a 4i4 or something like that, but like one of the ones that has like a lot of ports on it. And that's it. You know, I would just start everything from scratch. For instance, I've got like iLoud micro monitors. Instead, I would get like the new ones. IK Multimedia just came out with these new, like very precise speakers. They're a lot more money, but I think they would be sick to start with those again. And I think the same thing goes with cables as well. Like if I were to get cables again, I'd probably just get all Roadhog cables. Those are super thick and really durable. Every cable, almost every cable would be 15 feet, you know? Like I'll never have a super short cable again unless it's like a patch cable. But, you know, right-angled jacks, right-angle Ernie Ball cables, super long Roadhog cables, you know, 15 to 30 feet each. Because this nonsense of like having cables, like right now I'm having a problem where like I want to put my Nux Trident on my table and then play on my couch and then have it like right before me so I don't have to bend down to mess with the controls. But the cable isn't long enough, so now I have no choice but to have it on the floor next to my amp. So like I need a much longer cable. I need like a 15 footer or even 20 or 25 feet in order to put it on my table. But with all that being said, you know, I'm just like talking out loud, I'm thinking out loud. Do I have the courage to actually sell all this stuff? Do I have the courage to actually part ways with all this stuff that I've collected all over the years? I don't know. I mean, I think it's a big thing for me, and I don't know if I can do it, you know. Maybe I'll give it a shot, I don't know, but like as I sit here and talk about it, I'm even thinking of my DigiTech Whammy that's up there. Like I've got like the 4th generation Whammy and it uses like 18 volts, I believe. I can't remember exactly what it uses. Oh no, it uses alternating current, 9 volts of alternating current. And like that's basically useless, you know what I mean? Like every other pedal, all the power supplies are direct current nowadays. Like everything runs on 9 volt of direct current. So you got this like one random pedal that uses alternating current. It's like, what good is that? Now you need like a specialty adapter for it. And again, now I've got the Line 6 pod too. I've got that like 20-year-old pod system. And it's just like, what do I have that for, man? That thing is so old and so obsolete. There's definitely better replacements for that now. Even the Trident's better than that thing now. But you know, I don't think there's any reason for me to have it other than the fact that it's cool, you know? It's like a relic at this point. A relic, or rather a symbol of simpler times. By the way, if you're looking for something to practice, I recommend my fretboard memorization cheat sheet. I'm constantly updating it because I'm learning triads all over the neck right now as well. You can go to my website at travelingguitarist.com/fretboard cheat sheet. You can sign up to my list there, and I send all kinds of cool tips and you know what I'm up to and things like that. At some point, I'd like to make a community as well, so you can be a part of that if you want to. But yeah, you know, I'm curious to know what you think of this. Maybe this idea, maybe I'm just, you know, talking shit. Maybe I don't know if I'll do it, but I think it might actually be a good idea to start over and get